Hey, could I have an order for pickup, please? Yeah, so I'll take three double McChickens. I'll take two heartburn burgers. Could I have three orders of fries with that? Yeah, and a milkshake. Actually, two milkshakes, please. Yeah, and a diet Coke, please. Yeah, I'm on a diet. I might. Huh? Yeah, you really shouldn't be eating stuff like that. What's up? Yeah, it's not very healthy. Oh, no, bro, I'm good. Coach Sky told me not to listen to people like you. Okay, that's obviously not what I meant. This video is going to get me in trouble. What's up, everybody? My name is Schuyler Diehm. I'm a lifestyle fat loss coach. We help our clients optimize their health, optimize their biology to lose fat, improve their energy, build muscle, and just become better humans. Now, before you call me a xenophobe, hear me out for a second. This video is directed to anybody living in the United States. Now, I have seen a couple people online who shall not be named who seem to shame or want to shame people for talking poorly about foods like chips, cereal, cookies, things along those lines. And while sometimes they have a point, labeling foods as bad tends to create a little bit of guilt and shame around them, and actually from a behavioral standpoint tends to make people want to have those things more. But the problem is, especially when you're looking at people from Australia, or I know this video says Europe, right? If you're looking at the UK, all these other countries in that part of the world, is that you got to understand the food that we have here in the United States is not the same food that people are consuming overseas. Because while people in Europe and Australia decided to take ingredients that they knew are bad for us and ban them and make them illegal, the United States decided that we don't really want to do that. So that's really what I want to talk about in this video, is just a couple key things to be aware of when you are eating in the United States and the difference in the food quality as opposed to overseas in the UK, in Australia, and other places around the world. Now, the first thing is going to be glyphosate. Now, if you're not totally sure of what glyphosate is, it is an herbicide, pesticide used in different parts across the world, but in some parts it's used more than others. We did a whole video on it. If you want to check out more about it, that'll be in the description. But glyphosate is a pesticide that actually interacts with our body in a really negative way. It can be an endotoxin, it can be a neurotoxin, it can be very toxic to us, it can create a lot of internal digestive issues and other issues with the immune system in the body. And according to this data, when we look at the acceptable levels of milligrams of glyphosate in comparison to kilograms of body weight, we have a 0.3 acceptance level in Europe, and we have a 1.75 acceptance level in the United States. Now, this is something that has been proven in court to create cancer. This is something that has been proven to be extremely detrimental to not only our bodies, but to the environment as well, and it's still accepted on a larger level in the United States. Now, something to note here is that this is something that is sprayed on about 90% of all crops grown in the United States, and so it's something that's in most food that you find in the grocery store. And one of the things that it's massively sprayed on is gluten. Now, gluten, a lot of people nowadays, especially in the United States, are experiencing gluten sensitivities, whereas they think maybe they're celiac or they have some sort of sensitivity to gluten itself. But I've spoken to a couple of people who found that when they travel to somewhere like Europe and they eat gluten, their body does not respond in the same way. And I believe, number one, that's because of the level of glyphosate that's on this gluten, but I also believe it's a level of modification of that crop and how the wheat is actually processed that impacts our body in a much more negative way. Other examples of this here are there are things like BHT and BHA, which have been connected to thyroid issues and cancer that are illegal overseas but are used in a lot of products here in the States. We've also got things like certain food dyes that have been connected to so many mental health issues and just hyperactivity issues that are illegal in other parts of the world, yet they're illegal here. And if you actually check out, there's someone I follow on Instagram. Her name is Food Babe. Her real name is Vanny Harry, and she does an entire article on different foods in different parts of the country, specifically in the UK, and how their ingredients differ. We can literally take a look at the Quaker instant oatmeal packets here, and even just looking at it, you see that the list of ingredients here in the States is insanely different from over in the UK. You've got different ingredients like maltodextrin, you've got certain oils, you've got some food dye in there, you've got some added artificial minerals, like all these things that are not good for us. And so we got to understand when certain Europeans give us nutrition advice, when they say, hey, cereal isn't that bad, hey, cookies aren't that bad, you can probably have more, we got to understand we're playing a different game than them, because certain ingredients here are stimulating our appetite, they're slowing our metabolism, they're setting it up so it's harder for us to stay compliant in the future. And if it's harder for us to stay compliant in the future, what are we most likely to do? we're most likely to blame ourselves. How come I can't be more disciplined? How come I can't stay consistent? When the problem isn't us, it's literally ingrained in our survival mechanisms in our biology. How do you think you're going to beat that? And I'll leave this link in the description for anyone who wants to see it, but it's worth checking this out, looking at the big difference. And in this article, she actually talks about certain ingredients and what they're doing and how it's impacting us. But we got to understand there's a lot of cheeky little influencers out there who are shaming people like me, shaming other people who speak about this stuff and saying, hey, cereal isn't that bad, cookies aren't that bad. And while I agree they can be not that bad if they use the right ingredients, we have to start treating some of these ingredients as what they are, which is toxic, and we have to be on the lookout. And again, that doesn't mean we can't eat cereal. We just got to find a cereal with better ingredients. I've done tons of videos on this topic. This is what we teach our clients, but it's something that is massively important. Now, if you're living in the United States and you feel like maybe your taste buds have been hijacked, or maybe your metabolism is slowed down, or maybe these ingredients are really getting to your body, there are a couple antidotes. My first recommendation would be clean up the ingredients you use, start reading labels, start looking for things that use more natural ingredients. But then something that has really helped my clients is fasting. Now, fasting is something that allows your taste buds to reset. It speeds up your metabolism. It allows you to push out all these toxins that have been building up. And so if that's something you want to try, check the link in the description. We've got a fasting starters guide there that's going to walk you through how to use fasting to lose weight, burn fat, to improve your metabolism, improve your energy and your mood, and so much more. But besides that, just understand nutrition rules are not universal. They are not the same worldwide. We play a very different game here in the United States, and we have to start acting like it. So if you do want to start to play the game, you do want to start to understand the rules more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you as part of our community, and you can also hit that bell icon to be notified when we release new videos every week. But with that being said, of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.